What's going on, PB family? Another special podcast this evening with special guest Shane Wright from the Rediscoverers up in
Hey guys,
Canada. Shane, how we doing this evening, brother?
I'm doing really good, really good. It's
Good
surprisingly
deal.
beautiful. There's no snow yet.
James, how we doing, brother man?
It's another good day in Montana. It's been raining. The mountains are filling with snow. We know what that means this spring. Runoff and replenishing the gold. So hey, whatever. No,
Hell
it's
yeah,
been a good week.
man.
Been a good week here, man. How you doing there, Jared?
I'm doing great, man. Just getting things amped up and ready for Christmas. We got something special going on around that, but I'm not going to say it just yet. We got to kind of keep them on the edge of the seat there. All right, so let's go ahead and start the podcast off. For anybody that doesn't know, Shane Wright is from the Rediscoverers. He has a YouTube channel. We'll dive into that a little bit deeper. But to start the podcast off with the most famous question that I ask every single person on the podcast: how the hell did you get your start into the gold prospecting and mining community, brother?
Well, it's going to be an answer you're not expecting, that's for sure. Well, I mean, I watched all the shows like everybody else. I mean, I've seen Gold Rush since day one. I've watched all of them, and there's just this one that inspired me the most. It was called Devil's Canyon. The Discovery Channel did. It was one season. It was only like 6 episodes.
Yeah.
But it portrayed an area close enough for me to get to affordably. That was what it was for me. It was I couldn't go to Alaska. I couldn't go to Yukon. I lived in Lethbridge, Alberta. I mean, the expense just to get there is ridiculous, and whether I find anything at that point is even questionable. So I realized it was in central BC, and I thought, man, I could go there and check it out and see what this is all about. So yeah, it was actually the show Devil's Canyon that inspired me. But overall, the gold fever was instilled through the TV shows all along. I watched, like I said, Gold Rush, Yukon Gold, Jungle Gold, like Jungle Gold.
All the ones you can possibly watch.
So, and then at the same time, you have to ask yourself how much of these are real, portrayed really, or fake. And
Right.
I mean, as we go further into the Devil's Canyon thing, and if you've ever watched the videos that we made from Devil's Canyon, the channel was created because of that place, you'll know why I'm doing what I'm doing now.
Right. So you got into it from obviously watching the gold shows and whatnot, and you kind of took what you could from the shows as far as reality versus just stage acting, so to speak. And so it's been in your blood. You've been wanting to do it. When did you finally decide to actually go out there and make it a camping trip of some sort, I guess, or maybe just a day extravaganza? What kind of was your thought process when you decided, you know what, I'm going to go out there, best foot forward, and see if we can get some gold?
I was already halfway down the rabbit hole before I even approached my best friend Dan, who's my YouTube partner there at the time, about the whole thing. I'd already researched through the BC government, the MTO, all that stuff to find out who owned the claim at Devil's Canyon. And then I just simply emailed him and got permission to go on the claim and told him we were going to be there for about a week. I didn't know what we were going to expect when we got there. I'd never been there before. I didn't realize how. I noticed it was close to Barkerville, and I really wanted to go and check that place out too. So, I just after that, I just felt so drawn to it after that I just had to talk to Dan about it. And then as soon as I told him, he's like, "Hey, let's go." So we just packed everything we had, and, I saved some money and over a few weeks and worked my butt off. And, we found a week. And the thing is, the show Devil's Canyon portrayed this whole thing going on at the end of September. So we had to do the exact same thing from what we saw on the show. So I planned it for the end of September the following summer.
Right.
And we got there, it was fine, except it got really cold really fast. But I mean, I'm a wilderness guy. I grew up, Army cadets, Boy Scouts, Cubs, all that stuff, man. I love the bush. I don't care how cold it is. So, but yeah, I just talked to him, and we just did it. We just drove out here, and it was quite the journey to get there. And when we got there, I mean, the rest is history.
What are some of the memories that you still have from that first trip that you'll take with you, for the rest of your life? What are some of the things you took away from that trip that made you into a better prospector and gave you a different outlook than the traditional outlook where, hey, I'm going to go to this land, I'm going to dig for gold, and I'm going to become a millionaire? What were kind of the things you took from that experience that helped you, I guess, along the way?
I guess, well, I learned really fast that, you don't have to dive right into being a big miner here. You can actually just get into and be a successful prospector if you do it right and you don't step on other people's toes along the way. I mean, you can do really well. There's still lots of gold out there. A lot of it is still pretty deep, so you do need a big mine for it. But
Right.
I mean, it's there. What I took from it really was just how freeing it can be, how therapeutic it is too.
Right.
Man, like
Oh, yeah.
just getting out for a few days out into the bush, just staring at the pan, the stress just melts away, man.
Right.
And you're not even trying to get rid of it; it just goes.
Right.
And I love it. I come home feeling refreshed and better all the time.
Yeah, definitely.
Mhm.
Yeah, that's something that's extremely common with all of us that get out there and have a freaking hell of a time. We might endure a little bit of cold weather or this or that,
Hey,
um, and one thing I will state is I can't compare Canada cold to the States cold. So let's just make that very clear. But that's one of those things that we all experience. Going out there is, we go out there with a mindset of, what, I want to get away from the rest of the world, get away from everybody, do my own thing. And, every single time, there's not a time that hasn't worked where you went home completely refreshed and ready to take on all of the shit we call reality. You know what I mean?
Even when I don't even find gold, even if I find a couple pieces of gold,
Yeah.
there's still a huge payoff in stress relief.
Yeah. Big time.
for
No,
sure.
most definitely. Well, so you got your first trip in. You took quite a bit from it. As things go, as your life went on, so to speak, when did you start deciding, hey, you know what, I really want to take this a bit further, and be able to share what I'm getting to other folks, that you personally know in your area up there? When was that, I guess, that idea, when did that idea come up for you to decide, what, I want to start, going out every single time I can, I want to share what I can share, as much as possible? When did that kind of hit you? Was it something that, you thought about for a little while and you kind of pondered on, or was that something that you're like, what, I'm doing it and that's what it is?
Well, I mean, the first trip was only a week, and then we were back in Alberta. So I had a whole another year to kind of figure out what I was going to do.
Right.
Of course, Dan and I spent a lot of time trying to decide that, and then we met Mark Oldenburg from Goldstream Placer Supply up in Grand Prairie, and he was kind enough to sponsor us, I guess, in a sense, since we were trying to get our YouTube channel off the ground.
Yeah.
So we planned another trip back, and it was earlier in the summer, the following season, for 2 weeks. And we met Mark, we met Mark out there, and we chased him around a bit looking for his claims. And that was an adventure on its own, of course. But then we ended up just getting into the next level of it, like running the high banker and doing a little more prospecting and just honing our skills in prospecting. We only had 2 more weeks there, and then I had to go back to Alberta again for
Right.
another year, right? So I had to make the best of it. But the videos, the YouTube thing just started at Devil's Canyon. All we wanted to do is blow up Discovery Channel, to be honest with you, man, because they lied about the whole show. That whole show was a farce, and I felt so obligated to let the public know what that place really is, how beautiful it really is. When you go there, it's spectacular to drive through and see. And the people in Wells and Barkerville, just the greatest people, just absolutely amazing. And they shouldn't have been, I guess, portrayed the way that it was. And
Right.
we were disappointed and needed to do something about it. But then it just spiraled from there. So we just brought the cameras with us on the next trip, see what would happen with it, and made more videos and kept going that way.
That's awesome, man. And you know, I've watched quite a bit of those videos that you do have up on your YouTube channel. And for anybody that's watching, it's called the Rediscoverers on YouTube. Definitely give this guy you know, try him out. Go check out his videos. I know,
Sure.
you know, he definitely has an awesome subscriber base, and his videos are pretty damn awesome. I'll tell you that much. So,
I'm surprised I have very few subscribers. There's what, 154?
that's, well, you'd be, you know, and that's the thing. You'd be surprised, you know, like me starting the podcast, my whole goal was just to be able to bring all of these different aspects into view, you know, because Facebook is all letters and messages and comments and texts. It's not where you're actually seeing a person's face and being able to have them tell their story on what they have going on in their life. You know what I mean? So we never really expected to get subscriber base or anything like that. It was an extra platform for us to be able to use if people don't use Facebook, you know. So it's one of those things where, you know, a lot of folks think it's super simple and super easy to get a high subscriber base, but it takes years and years and years. And the biggest thing that it takes the most is being genuine, being real, being down to earth. Don't bullshit for the camera, just as the big time media companies do. And your subscriber base will follow naturally.
Yeah.
Yep.
You know, it's funny you say that. I did a pay dirt swap with Chris Vogus prospecting out in Australia.
Oh yeah, Vogus. Yeah.
The guy's got 90,000 subscribers, and he's a great guy. Talk to him quite often. You know, having that relationship across the world is just incredible.
Yeah.
But he used my pay dirt in a how to pan video on his channel, and I'm like, okay, this is awesome. And in front of 90,000.
Yeah, you're like, here we fucking go.
I got 6 more subscribers out of that.
Oh, really? That's how it works. Yeah.
So at that point, like, hey, Rediscoverers is not going to survive on YouTube alone. I got to do something different here. So.
Oh yeah. Well, and that's the thing. It all depends on the being genuine and posting content that is going to help another person. Not just entertain them, but actually legitly help them in whatever they're doing, going out, being a weekend warrior, or this or that or the other. You know, it's the learning process. The little tips, hints, and tricks is what really get people to be excited to watch your YouTube channel and shit like that. You know, that's what it boils down to.
And editing is so time consuming. Okay.
I
haven't put a video in a long time. I have a lot of footage I need to edit, but I got all this other stuff going on now with the pay dirt and the panning kids, trying to get ready for Christmas. You know, we're pushing pay dirt now into retail stores across BC and hobby shops with the panning kits. I mean, I get so much going on.
It's unreal, but it's a good feeling at the same time. It makes it all worth it. You know, the love and support that you get just makes you feel alive, man. You know, and being able to share what you have going on to other folks through your pay dirt and stuff like that. Dude, I mean, there's been so many times where I was having a fucked up week, extremely tough at work, just dealing with bills, just pissed off, angry, upset, as much as you possibly could freaking be, man. And I get a message sent to me that says, hey, my granddaughter is wearing a PB t-shirt, you know, and she's extremely happy. That's the next generation of miners. You know how that instantly fixed my fucking entire week, man. You know what I mean? It's the love and the support, you know, that keeps you going, keeps you doing what you're doing, man. And that's what freaking matters. It's, you know, that's all that fucking matters.
Yeah.
For sure.
That's why I created the panning kits too, right? Is to get new prospectors into it. And a lot of the times it's, what do I need to do this? I hear that all the time on all the pages. Say, I'm new to this. What do I need? Like, beyond just a pan and a classifier. So kind of put this kit together with the pay dirt. So, and now being winter, it's perfect because people can't get out. because it's too cold and snowy, right? They can pan right at home. So
Oh yeah, no, and I'm not going to explain too much of the exciting news. I know a lot of the PB family already know what I'm going to be announcing. But James, don't even, man. I'm not doing it just yet. We're gonna hold off. We got an exciting, a lot of exciting stuff to announce. But one of the things that we were talking about earlier was, getting one of your bags over here. That way we could do something special with it for the PB family. And yeah, for anybody that doesn't know, he also has a really awesome Facebook group. If you look up the Cariboo Gold Rush on Facebook, you'll be able to see his group. Go ahead and add yourself, and he's doing really awesome promo specials. Like he said, he has the painting kit. A lot of really freaking cool things you're doing over there, man. But
did you
Shane,
guys
do you have a panning kit on you right now? Do you have a panning kit handy?
No, not with me. No, they're at home actually.
All right.
I got a hobby shop. I had enough extra money to put together 5 kits. I sold 2 the first day, and then the other 3 I just got ordered from a hobby shop in Mackenzie. So
Nice.
yeah, so I got to put some more together, and it's getting
that's
crazy.
awesome, man. What you're doing, man, is you're spreading that possibility of that gold fever, or I guess as other PB members say, the gold passion. But you're spreading that in your community. You're spreading that in different areas and where you live, and that's fucking awesome, man. That's what we want to see. I absolutely enjoy it. That's
And
for damn sure.
Up here, we have this place called Barkerville. I don't know if you've ever been to it, but it's a really important place when it comes to the gold rush up here. And it still exists today. It's such an amazing place to go and visit. But what I'm trying to do in Quesnel, I don't know if you saw the videos for the panning competition I did earlier in the summer.
Yeah.
So that was kind of a last minute thing I came up with just before I put it together inside of 2 months. I had it organized and put together, and we did it. But I was really happy with the way it went. Next year is going to be huge. It's going to be a spectacle. I mean, it's going to be the bigger park, closer to the museum and everything. But
That's awesome.
My biggest passion here, to be honest with you, beyond the gold, is now that I have an understanding of the gold and the industry and how it all works here, and I've made a lot of good business relationships, personal relationships. It's about preserving the history. I know it's 160 years old, but it's 160 years old for a reason, because we've preserved it this long. So why not keep it going, right? So it just takes advocates like myself and you guys and all of us YouTubers out there that are doing all of this, and the weekend panners and the campers that just go dip a pan for fun. And that's what keeps that history alive. And I need to do that here in Quesnel in order to help Barkerville stay relevant as we go into the next 10, 20, 30 years with this new generation of screen addicted people.
Yeah, no, seriously, it's worse than ever. But like you said, the stuff that we're trying to do is genuine to get the new next generation of prospectors and dredgers and miners, and we're trying to keep that love and that passion going, and keep the shit genuine, keep it real. No trying to bullshit this guy and bullshit that guy. You want to keep it as real and genuine as possible, and that plays into the preserving, of all of the different gold rushes that has happened throughout the states, up in all the provinces. That's freaking massive. A while back, I did a little bit of research on one of the gold rushes you guys had, the Cariboo Gold Rush. That was massive, and that the history on that alone is just absolutely fascinating. Absolutely fascinating.
That's what this pay dirt revolves around. That's what my whole existence in Quesnel revolves around, is the Cariboo Gold Rush.
Right.
Well, what about when we're in Montana? Every place I take Jaron, it's always some historical gold rush area, and we're kind of moving to the new edge of it. where it didn't get explored that far. They moved on, and great gold to be found. But
Oh,
yeah, I love the historical gold rush area. It's the best. I think they're the best places to be. Some of the things you find. We found some old trommels last summer and all kinds of crazy stuff. But that's a different story.
I actually have a rocker box that my friend Ian Douglas out in Wells made, built for me to spec, and I use it.
that's awesome.
It's an old
That's-
rocker box.
Oh yeah.
Rush, man, it's great.
Yeah, we ended up there's a really cool museum over there in Libby that had that was put to my attention, and we ended up checking out the whole entire museum, and it was just absolutely fascinating what they would use back then to get gold. It was just it really puts you into perspective of when they say they used the basics. They used the basics. There was no more basic than what they used, and
what they had in hand,
yeah. What was it readily available?
They're gonna cut down wood. That wood's gonna become long tops and whatnot.
It's not like they had miner's moss back then. They had
Right.
chunk of carpet. I mean,
Yeah.
You could use almost anything. Just a chunk of the leg off your pants, make them into shorts, turn that denim into your matting.
Whatever, yeah. Yep.
Fine gold, right?
Yep. So I wanted to talk excuse me, I wanted to talk a little bit more about the pay dirt that you guys got going on. I got something that's posted up here, but I want to hear it from you. When did you decide that you wanted to start doing the Cariboo Gold Rush Creek Collection pay dirt? What kind of was the process for that? Was that something you initially had in mind, or was that something that you decided to just want to do?
In a sense, it was just something I wanted to do in order to help brand the Rediscoverers. I wanted to kind of just go outside the box with it. Everybody has hats and T-shirts and all that stuff. I just kind of wanted to do something different. And up here, I mean, a while back, there was a few years ago, for a very short period of time, there was somebody making some pay dirt that called it Gold Rush pay dirt, but it didn't it lasted just a few months and then it was gone. My thing with this is through preserving the history, using all the famous creeks that were part of the original Gold Rush, to using the miners, not using, but partnering with the miners on those creeks and sharing the gold that is the same gold that
they were digging up
50 years ago, and sharing that with the world.
Right.
I mean, it doesn't always have to go to the smelter and get turned into jewelry or whatever. There's no reason why people can't just collect it and be proud of it and where it came from.
No, that's awesome. And we were talking a little earlier about, when you're in the States, you have so many freaking pay dirt sellers, tons and tons and tons on every single e-commerce platform. You can find 10 different freaking people selling pay dirt. Up in Canada, it's a different ball game. I mean, I haven't done as much research, obviously, as I've done in the States, but I haven't seen more than maybe a handful of reputable actual sellers that sell genuine, not imported or whatever pay dirt. Genuine pay dirt that's coming from actual historic creeks and historic places. You just don't see too many of them up in Canada. So, that's one of the huge bonuses with what you're doing up there is you're preserving history, which is the uttermost, amazing quality about it, first and foremost. Secondly, you're allowing folks in your area and further out in your area to be able to own a piece of history. There's so much sentimental value behind those pay dirt bags that a lot of folks, I don't think, realize, that goes into those pay dirt bags.
Yeah. Well, and on top of that, building the relationship with the miner too, right? Helping them understand that, there's a lot more to it than just taking their gold and some of their pay dirt and throwing it in bags. I'm sharing it. I'm not just marketing it for the sake of marketing it. I'm I'm marketing it with its authenticity, everything about it, the history, all of it comes with it.
Right.
And it's real, because you look at all the different gold from the different creeks. I mean, we only have three right now that are regular ones, and then we had Lightning Creek, which was very limited on that time. Now we only have one little bag left, and there's a draw for that. And I'm doing like the pater draws and things different on Facebook as well too for this pater. And then what was the last one? There was one I just did a giveaway. Our group, the pater group, hit 400 members. And like 2 days prior to that, I was high banking with my buddy Joseph out at Beaver Creek. And I brought home about 0.65 grams of gold that day. And I had 0.35 sitting at home already. So I put it all together, made 2 half-pound bags of Beaver Creek pater. I actually brought some of them to the pater we were digging and brought that home with me.
Yeah.
And made 2 bags and gave it away.
That's awesome. Well, I saw in the comments here to go ahead and post some links. So what I'm going to go ahead and do real quick is I'm going to go ahead and post some links real quick for the folks that want to join. I know we have a lot of folks in the PB family that live up in Canada and a lot of different areas in Canada. I know Canada is very, very massive. And there's tons and tons of different areas up there, tons of provinces and whatnot. So, but I know, I know we have a lot of members up there. So I'd love to get them to check out what you got going on, give you a shout out, jump over at your page and go from there. Let me go ahead and grab the link here. So let's see. So this is the link to the Cariboo Gold Rush Creek Collection pay dirt. If you go through all of what they got going on over there, it's absolutely phenomenal. Absolutely phenomenal, man. I love what you got going on over there. And then also I've been going through all of the different media, all the different photos. I see a mill. Yeah,
that's what I was looking at a little while ago, is just the photos.
It's the shock and awe factor of being able to go through them and check out, your beginner's gold painting kit you got. It's absolutely phenomenal. So what I'll do real quick, guys, is I'm going to go ahead and post the link to that group, so that way you guys can get on there. Give him a shout out if my computer wants to work here. Come on. There we go.
Just kick it. Fine, just kick it.
There we go. Yeah, I know. Just beat the shit out of the computer. Call it good. So that right there, my friends, is the link to Cariboo Gold Rush Creek Collection pay dirt. Go ahead and add yourselves. And we also have his YouTube channel called the Rediscoverers. And he has some videos on there that are actually pretty freaking bitching that I think you guys would love to go and check out. I'm going to go ahead and drop the link to that, to that as well. And that way you guys can go and check that out.
And you'll notice halfway through the videos that there's an obvious transition from my partner Dan to my dog Charlotte.
That's awesome.
And I didn't skip a beat in between. I just kept on going full steam ahead because I wasn't going to let that drag me down. It was a big issue, and he had to go a different way. And
right. Make sure. This is what I'll tell you. Just a piece of my advice. I know, right? So did I. Just a piece of my advice is keep doing it, man. Keep coming out with the YouTube videos. Keep promoting what you're doing, because what you're doing is changing lives one step at a time with the people up in Canada. We're trying. The PB family originally, when we first started, man, was, my mindset was, hey, you know what? We're going to create something awesome for the States. Well, we started getting awesome people from New Zealand. What's his name? I forgot his name. Cool.
No, Malcolm's in Australia.
Malcolm's in Australia. That's another badass guy. so many different PB family members that started, coming from Canada and Australia and New Zealand and all these cool ass places that we never thought in a million years
Yeah.
that we would have, that we'd have in the PB family. So,
I never thought inside of 2 years living here that I would be doing a pay dirt exchange with Chris Vogus
right,
on the planet. Right. I mean,
right.
I did not know that would ever happen. It was never
Right.
a thing in my thought in my mind.
No, that's absolutely awesome. That's one of the really cool guys that we want to get on the podcast eventually. Everything that's going on up there, we're trying to be a part of, because we're trying to spread the love as much as possible, man. And it's a pain in the ass some days. I won't lie. It's a complete pain in the ass. And, we all go through our shit from time to time. But at the end of the day, the more people that we can get on board with the vision, with the vision you have, the vision Chris has, the vision all these guys have with what they're trying to accomplish, it just makes for a better community and a better next generation of miners and dredgers and prospectors. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Well, I mean, I'm a serial entrepreneur. I've been self-employed for 25 years. I'm a tradesperson. I've been in the trades for 20 years. But I ultimately, I mean, down there, you guys have a show called Shark Tank. Up here, it's called Dragon's Den. And they just hand people a whole bunch of money to go and get their
do their thing.
So, my thing is, I want to be one of the first people on there to ask money for to expand a gold business.
Right.
I want them to invest in gold.
No, that's awesome.
On their faces, because I mean, ultimately, it's going to be to build a packing facility for the pay dirt, because I'm going to have like 10, 15 different creeks represented.
Right.
So, I mean, it'll be fun for the guys doing the reviews on YouTube.
Oh, yeah. No, what you're doing, man, is absolutely awesome, dude. The United States is so flooded, with pay dirt, and so flooded with, and I mean, don't get me wrong, a lot of the guys that do the pay dirt in the States are phenomenal people. Like Dave. Dave's an awesome guy. We had on the podcast. Yeah, we had him on the podcast, down to earth. I mean, the most funniest, most eccentric guy you will meet. If you check out his Facebook page, he's always posting funny shit, and just a down-to-earth guy, that is honest in what he does and honest in his craft. And, up in Canada, it's hard to come across that. We had Paul on the podcast. Dude, he's an absolutely phenomenal freaking guy. The equipment. Paul Jarvis.
Yeah, and then Paul's great. I actually haven't even got the chance to meet him yet, but he sponsored me in a sense a while back. I was trying to. One thing I found with business is when you're trying to grow, you want to partner yourself with somebody bigger than you in the same industry to gain some credibility and reputability. So that's what I was trying to do with Paul, is partner myself with him and get some of his gear out here to use in my videos, right?
Yeah.
So he ended up sending me one of his sluice pans and got to use it. It got me some good gold and some spots, and I was really impressed with it. And his equipment is incredible. I'd recommend it to anybody. I'm trying to work with him to build more, design a dry anchor. I don't know if you ever seen anything like that in Australia. They use them. There's no water; it's just air. It's pulsating air from underneath. And
are you talking dry washer? Yeah, dry washer.
Yeah. So I'm getting him to kind of design one of those for me, because one of my claims here on Ketchum Creek is just a lot of this dry, red, mineralized dust, basically. Super, super fine gold. But if I can get one of those units, I think I could get the gold.
You do phenomenal, yeah. Well, we have some comments here that I'd like to run through real quick.
I can't see anything on my end here.
So on your screen, you should have a comments section that should be on the right-hand side for all three of us.
It'll say private chat, comments.
Oh, there we go. We got
comments.
Private chat or comments.
Yep, all the comments here. So I wanted to go ahead, and this one here by Mr. Rick Stash. What's up, brother? He says, how much material do you normally run in a prospecting trip and average gold take home?
Oh, man, it depends on where we're going. I never expect any gold, to be honest with you. it's just something you can't do. If you go out expecting it, you're going to be disappointed when you don't find it, and nobody wants to be disappointed. So for me, it's about just making sure the adventure is fun and enjoyable. And then when we find gold and we find it, we celebrate that we found gold. It depends on if we're just panning, if we're running a high banker. You know, that's for volume. I mean, a high banker, you're going to move way much more material in a short period of time and get more gold. But I mean, generally, I on an average trip, I'd say half a gram to a gram of gold between panning and using my sluice pan, which would be almost getting to the using of a high banker, I guess.
No, that's freaking awesome, man. I mean, that makes me want to get a pay dirt bag even that much more, considering, you know, the fact of the amount of time it takes to get it out and bust your ass, you know, and here all I got to do is a couple clicks away and I get some of that sent my way, you know. So
well, keep in mind, some of it is from bigger mines, and the limited edition stuff is like the Quesnel Forks stuff is really special because Quesnel Forks is where the gold rush started here at Cariboo Gold Rush. I did a really special video about Quesnel Forks to educate everybody on the place from there. And that material, that gold, is actually hand mined. My buddy Cody Graber, he works on a mine out at Quesnel Forks, but he has a claim separate out there that he hand mines. And it's a bar in the middle of the Quesnel River that the old timers missed completely, and it's just littered with gold. And he brought that gold to us that he dug up with his own two hands. So
that's awesome. Go ahead and give him another shout out. Give his name a shout out. That way, if he does end up coming across this video, he gets a proper shout out from you.
Well, his name is Cody Graber. He does make a few videos. I don't know how much he does on YouTube. It's mostly on Facebook.
Right.
No, he's a really, really great guy.
That's awesome.
He knows how to find the gold, that's for sure.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Let's see. So we got some more comments we're going to run through real quick. Let's see here. I try to keep up with the comments, but they come so fast, so it's so freaking hard.
Where in the world would you dream of mining?
Yeah, no, if you want to, go for it and run off a couple of...
That's from Klondike Mike. That's Mike.
Let's see. Where is that at? I can't even see that here.
Amigo Gold.
Oh, man. Go ahead and click on that. And can you click on it where it says show? That way everybody else could see the question.
I don't know where it's supposed to say. Just Amigo Gold. Oh. Where else in the world would you dream of mining?
Yeah, I can't find it. Too many comments. Go ahead and say the question one more time, will you?
Klondike Mike is asking me, where else in the world would you dream of mining? Oh man. The worst part is there's too many shows now. So I want to go all over. I want to go Australia,
everywhere.
You know, but to be honest with you, the one that came up most recently, and a lot of it stemmed from watching the shows, specifically Gold Rush. I don't know if you know Tyson Lee from Gold Rush. He actually is a resident of Quesnel. He lives in Quesnel. And I started talking to him on messengers while he was up there filming over the summer. I was sending him messages, say, hey, I live in Quesnel. This is what I'm doing here, whatever. And we were chumming it up. And he came back after the season of filming here in the fall. And we had lunch together and stuff, and I started dreaming of working for Parker Schnabel, to be honest with you. Man, this is my in right here. He's sitting right in front of me. You know, but I thought that would be so disrespectful just to sit and talk about nothing but Gold Rush. I mean, just summer up there filming it. You know, I got to come up with other stuff. We need to find other things in common, except the fact that that's what we have in common right now. It's gold.
It's gold. Yep.
So, but ultimately, it's not going to happen. Otherwise, I'd have to dump everything else I'm doing here to go up there and film for the summer. And I'd rather go and work for a local guy here, just like I did at Sovereign Creek last season. Considering going working for Outlaw Mining here, one of our sponsors. He's actually Outlaw Mining is who gave us Cunningham Creek pay dirt.
That's awesome.
They're on Facebook. Vaughn Riches, really, really solid guy, man. Super, super nice. And there's a good opportunity for me possibly to go work for them next summer. I want to mine. I do want to mine. I don't want to own my own right away. I definitely want to get more experience. I love operating. I love excavator. I love it all.
No, and that's the thing. Take your time, man. There's so much to freaking learn, so much to, look at from a different perspective. There's just, if you're willing to soak the knowledge up, it's right there.
Yeah.
But don't ever put too much on your plate to where you get burnt out, And I learned that. I learned that very freaking quickly, man. Very quickly I learned that, and that's just it. Just take your time with it and enjoy and embrace every little bit of knowledge that you get. And, as the years go by, you'll get into an exact position where you want to be and you'll be set, man.
Yep.
You'll do what you love for the rest of your life.
So if I had to say the dream is definitely I want to go to Australia and work and hang out with Chris. I do. that would
awesome.
be the dream for mining somewhere in the world.
That's awesome. Well, we got a few more comments I wanted to highlight real quick. We got a comment here that says, this was on the earlier topic. He said, took my 7-year-old son out for the first time, only found 6 hours of no electronics. That's awesome. That's what it is, man. Getting out there, getting away from electronics, man. That's
what do we say all the time, Jared? It's not the goal. I mean, gold is just
it's the adventure. It's the adventure, and gold's the bonus.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's what it is, man.
Forever. You get to talk about, hey, remember that 7 foot, 8 foot hole? Yeah, I remember that thing.
I tell you, because of gold, I've had some of the most amazing adventures in my life too.
And the people you meet in the gold community, the degrees of separation that they all have is just awesome. It's like everybody always knows somebody,
Yeah, and that's
you don't know until it comes up in a topic, and then it's just great.
And I got a funny little thing that I just got to say, since we're on the topic real quick, is the many trips that I took out to Montana to meet up with James and just have a freaking hell of a time. Just the little experiences that I experienced, I would go out there and I'm like, okay, I want to try this little hotel out or this motel out, you read about it online. You're like, I'd love to try it out just to see what they got going on. It's really close by, and, the first time experiencing one of the places over there was, it was pretty bad. It was the whole, the door didn't lock. The bed was just basically a rock. The shower, it was, but at the end of the day, we had such an amazing time. We all cooped up into this, 2-bed motel room, and we weren't there for the experience necessarily of the hotel or motel. We were there just to, hang our hat for the night and get back on it in the morning. And going through all that little shit, you wake up with a sore ass neck and you're like, all right, let's go do this shit. You know what I mean?
Give me 2 seconds. 2 seconds. I'll be right back.
Yeah, you got it, man. You got it. Let's go ahead and
swimming pools. I think the best hotel you got was when you got the swimming pool.
Yeah, that was nice.
That was like the best day ever after a super hot day.
Sweating your ass off all day. You get to jump into that pool. Yeah, that was
sure.
Man, those memories. That's what it is, dude. It's the adventure aspect of it, man. The gold's just the freaking bonus.
Think of the new ones that are about to come.
Yeah, I was gonna say, let's hold off. We got tons of exciting news, but we can't. That's
cool stuff, everybody.
Yep. Let's see. We got a comment from Tina that says, we made a rocker box in Alaska. Sad I had to leave it there. Well, Tina, I tell you what, someone's going to stumble upon that. Someone's going to stumble upon it, and it's going to be a piece of history for them, and that'll play a part in their adventure. You know what I mean?
Actually, speaking of rocker boxes, I know of a PB member right now that is building 2. And the 2 that he is building, Jared, are out of our book.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, that's freaking awesome.
2 rocker boxes coming. It'll be pretty cool to have.
I'm excited. I'm excited to see some footage. I'm excited to hopefully this next spring with all the freaking trips we got planned, man, we'll be able to mess around with one. That's one of the goals on the bucket list there. That's for damn sure.
Dang right.
Let's see here.
What else we got going on in this comment area?
Oh, I'm trying. We got so many. AU Migo Gold puts up the good old Canadian flag and a couple of thumbs up. Hell yeah.
Heck yeah.
Hell yeah. Let's see here. We got more of this. Joined. I got it. Or I just joined. Let's see. Yeah, so we got a comment here. This is one of the truest freaking comments I've ever seen. It's the 1% assholes that the general population hear about.
That's right.
Yes, that plays back to that topic we were talking about earlier. Yes, indeed.
Be real, please.
Yeah. Let's see. We got another comment that says from Rick, a dry banker won't work in Washington. We have too much moisture in the ground, and most our gold and dirt has to be ran through water. Yes, that is one of the other truest comments I've ever freaking read. That's for damn sure. Let's see here. Yeah, so I want to go ahead and highlight this comment real quick. This is another awesome person we're going to have on the podcast. It says Miners Rule is one of the people I've met early on and has gotten so many people into the hobby. That's right on the topic what we were talking about earlier, Shane, is getting people involved, man. You know, the people who have that desire to want to go out and enjoy themselves and you know, have that extra bonus of finding gold, you know, that's where it's at, man. It's the next freaking generation.
Well, that's why I think a lot of people are turned off by it because just the expense of going to buy the things you need to do it, and then you get out there, don't find anything, and
that's
right.
Yeah, and that's something that slowly but surely. That's something.
A dirty word. In some areas, mining is a dirty word. I deal with it in my state of Montana, but that's just a history of cyanide leach mining and horrible river cleanup to do. But it can be a dirty word in some places, and that's where we all come together. Is we can educate,
chaotic up here,
that dirty word out of it, and let people know that hey, prospecting and mining and the recovery of gold can be done in a very efficient and clean manner. It doesn't have to be thing from the past.
We just had a post recently. Sergio or any of the guys watching right now, if you could send me a message with that post, I'd really like to bring that up. That's another topic.
Chloride?
You know, that I wanted to talk to you about as well, Shane. We had a post that came up in the PB group page that said, hey, I'm working on a project. I'd like you guys to post the pictures of the lead and the junk that you guys take back home from all of your prospecting trips. You know, that's another thing.
Good deal of bullet, lead, and jacketings this weekend on a metal detecting trip.
Yeah.
Everybody walked out with a bullet casing or two apiece. So I'm not even talking the brass. I'm talking the bullet.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, I mean, like different things we find out there.
Yeah. Yeah.
The things the junk, the trash.
We have a couple of different treasure hunts that I'm working on at the moment. That kind of just developed out of nowhere, really. But one of them was in an area called Poplar Creek, BC, and we went out there, metal detecting, found some really cool stuff. Found even like a pickaxe head sticking out of the bank of the creek.
Nice.
Actually, this picture here, the three prospectors. One of those guys probably owned that pickaxe head, which is
that's bitchin'.
Cool. So, but yeah, I found all kinds of neat stuff that's from the past.
I love that answer.
You know, even with the Devil's Canyon, when we went up the hill, we went up way up, exploring up behind our camp, and we found an old trapper's cabin up there. And we found out later on that cabin was actually built for the guy back during when they were mining Devil's Canyon. He was like the lookout. He was the guy that looked out over everything and made sure that everything was safe. It was
safe, yeah.
Right. Then we found like an old oil can stuff back around that house. It's the remnants of history are still there, but you definitely have to really look for it now.
Well, that and I'm sure I don't know how the lead deposits and such are up there for you in the creeks that you pan and whatnot, but I'm sure that you guys do take home quite a decent amount of lead almost every other trip or something like that, I'd imagine, right?
I honestly, I haven't really come across too much of it. It's not so much lead here. Here, it's really heavy magnetic iron in the black sands.
See, and if you're running into that, then that, to me, that's awesome. But if you're bringing home lead, you're not only cleaning up that creek, you're preserving the creek in a sense, and so yeah, there's a big difference between the iron sand. That's what you want.
Yeah.
That's what you want. You
Yeah.
don't want to find the lead, but you do happen to find it, and you take it home and get it out of the creek, clean that damn creek up.
Batteries.
Yeah.
Hey man, I came across so many batteries this summer when we were dredging.
Man,
Double
batteries.
A's, triple A's, 9 volts. It's crazy stuff that I pull up off the bottom of the river sometimes.
Jeez, yeah, I just drop
Just
a
makes
mag.
me go, what? And I personally know a person that pulled out 2 cell phones this year as well.
Jeez.
While they're dredging. Yeah.
Yep. Let's see. We got a really good comment here from our good friend Chuck James.
Oh yeah.
He says, Shane, do you get out in the Kootenay or Fraser Valley, Fort Still, Kimberly, Cranbrook area?
Yes, actually, I got to visit Nip and Tuck Mine in Cranbrook. James and Steve up there, 2 really great cats, man. They know how to find the gold up there for sure.
That's
other than
awesome.
that, Kootenay, East Kootenay, that's where Poplar Creek is. That's where I was doing that treasure hunt up there. So yeah, I've had the opportunity to explore some different areas of British Columbia for sure for gold. But the majority of my prospecting has definitely been focused in the Cariboo and a little bit up north in the Amanika, Mackenzie area.
That's awesome. Well, maybe we can, Chuck, if you're still watching, which I'm sure you are, maybe we can get you to link up with him sometime this spring or summer and get a dig going or something up there. I'd absolutely freaking love to get a dig going up there, collaborate with you and some of the other guys over there and
I could
get some sort of group.
in Poplar Creek, actually.
What's that?
I could use some help in Poplar Creek.
No, well, we can recruit some guys up there, to do some sort of group dig.
The amount of earth that Jaron and I and a couple other people we know can move awfully quick by hand.
Bankers, baby. Yeah, them bankers, man. We put them side by side and we just haul ass. We just don't stop.
Yeah,
Shit's
we just
so
line
much
up
fun.
the bankers and let's go.
Yeah. Let's see. More trash. Let's see. It says Tina says have more gold toys than time. LOL. Bring home more trash than gold, but that's how it goes. Yes, that is so freaking true.
So true, Tina. So true.
Yeah. That's for damn sure. AU Migo Gold says, see ya on the island next summer. Badass.
Yeah, talking to Mike, Klondike Mike there, about going out next summer and I'll get to possibly meet Pioneer Polly at the same time. That'd be kind of cool.
Oh,
yeah.
Yeah,
that's we'd love to get Pioneer Polly on. We'd love to get what's the other guy up there? Dan Hurd up there. Yeah.
In BC in Kelowna. Polly's on the island. Dan's down south in Kelowna here.
Yeah, we'd love to get some of those guys, on the podcast, talk to them about their experiences. I mean, it's all about branching out to as many people as we possibly can. We tried to stick in the States, but clearly that didn't work very well. It didn't work very well. So, so I appreciate you jumping on the podcast, man. I hope that everybody was able to see the links. If you guys didn't get to see the links that I put in the comments there, click on those links, show him some love, go over to his page, get yourself a pay dirt bag, especially the guys up in Canada. It's so hard to get that transition from pay dirt bags from the States or mats from the States to Canada right now with everything going on.
Everything going on is a hard thing to do.
Yeah, with everything going on. So, I mean, look him up. Give his pay dirt bags a shot, and it'll save you a lot on shipping, and it'll get to you extremely quick. That would be
I
freaking
promise
awesome.
I'll do some more videos. I got lots of footage I got to start editing.
Yeah, don't stop the videos, man. The funny thing about that is, originally I was editing my videos for the podcast for YouTube and whatnot, and YouTube it said, "Hey, well, you can go live, right?" I'm like, "Oh shit! All right." So fully unedited, just full on, as real as it gets, as genuine as it gets.
That is awesome. You didn't
No
tell me
needing.
that part.
Yeah, no needing for editing, no nothing. So everybody gets exactly what goes on the podcast. So
Well, now I'll start getting some more of my videos over to you, Sharon, so that you can edit it for me. So
yeah. Put more on my plate. No, I was just kidding.
Not a problem.
Oh,
Just shuffle the plates
It's been an
around.
honor to be on your show, guys. I really appreciate it.
Thank you.
Definitely. We had a comment that came up that said I could never find the links, and that was on YouTube. So what I'm going to go ahead and do real quick, I'm going to go ahead and grab the links real quick and put them on YouTube. I'm still working out.
Do you want to take a break and then announce some of the special stuff? Or
let's.
Or how do we want to roll this?
Yeah, so what I'd like to do, we'll go ahead and do a quick 5-minute break. That way I can get these links up on YouTube. That way for everybody watching on YouTube, you can jump on those links, go show him some love, go on his Facebook page, his YouTube channel. I mean, amazing stuff. Absolutely amazing stuff. So
and everybody wait for the break.
We got a poker game starting soon too, so
We'll get you there. Everybody come back after that break. There's some great news. I gotta zip my mouth back up again or I'm gonna spill it. So
well, Shane, how much more time we got of your stuff, brother? How much more time we got, brother?
10 minutes or so.
Let's just roll it. Let's just roll it
out. Yeah, let's do it to it. Let's do it to it. He said, I got a poker game to attend to. Hey, if I had one too,
I'd get poker going here for a long time since COVID hit, man. It's the first time we're going up finally.
It's tough, man. I don't doubt it one bit. Let's see here. So 2 major things that I wanted to announce for the PB family while we're on the podcast. First and foremost, we have the Christmas giveaway coming up. We're going to do something along the lines of a 12 days of giving Christmas giveaway for the PB family. I'm still backlogged just a skosh on a couple of orders, a couple of giveaway items. But don't panic, don't worry. I'm going to get them. They're coming. One-man band over here. So the 12 days of giving Christmas giveaway is coming up for the PB family. A lot of cool stuff. I'd absolutely love to tell you guys what we'll be giving away, but it's going to spoil the surprise. And then also the second announcement that I wanted to do is we're going to be rolling out the Black Sand Sunday deal that we got going on. We're going to do that next month. I don't know exactly what weekend, but with the Black Sand Sunday, we thought it was going to be kind of a gag gift, something funny to do. I'll be sending out 5 pay dirt bags. That'll be specifically just black sand, and only 1 out of the 5 will have some gold in it. Kind of a funny thing to do. I know it's going to piss a lot of people off, but at the same time, you got to see the humor in it. So we're going to start that next month. With that being said, Shane, I appreciate you jumping on the podcast, man. I hope that I can get you on the podcast again. And hopefully we can create a really awesome friendship even after this. I want to try to promote the most genuine people that I possibly can.
I need to renew my passport, and now that the border's open, we can look at possibly hopping over to your side of,
or vice versa. We have a lot of driving to do next spring, me and James. So hopefully we can drop a trip up there, into the plans and come up and meet you, and hopefully meet Paul and some of the other awesome guys up there.
I say if we're going to Alaska, why don't we just drive? And
you can spend a whole summer
like just a really crazy.
Yeah.
We'll do Prospecting Buddy live from this province, that province.
Hey, there you go. That's a good idea. Some mini series.
Yeah. Just like how I want to take us over to some gold shows live. Man. I think some of the gold conventions, take us live into there. That would be really fun. And
Hell yeah.
Our viewers would love it.
Yep. Well, with that being said, we're gonna go ahead and log off. You have an amazing time playing poker. James, you have a good evening. Everybody that's watched the podcast this evening, I really appreciate you guys jumping on, showing support. Like I said, we're trying to bring as many people that is genuine and down to earth, on the podcast as possible. So the more support that you guys give us is in return, the more folks that we can, bring to the podcast just to, enlighten everybody with what everybody got going on, whether it be Canada, the United States, all the way over in Australia, for freaking goodness sakes, New Zealand, all the other places. So
Scotland.
Appreciate Scotland. There you go. Yeah. So
the Czech Republic, Poland.
Yeah. So with that being said, we're going to jump off you here. You guys have a good evening.
Thank
Shane,
you
you have a good night, brother, man.
Thanks
Thank
for
you,
having me,
Jared.
guys.
Good night. Good night,
See you guys.
everybody.
Okay.